3, 2, 1.
Put everything down and crank your speakers up.
It's time for
The Realest Podcast.
Oh yeah! We got us a new world champion!
And what is going on, guys? You're listening to the Realest Podcast, and welcome to March 14th edition of the Smackdown Live Review. Joined by Andrew Bass, as always, and what a I wouldn't say lackluster, but what a odd, I guess you could say odd Smackdown?
Chill Smackdown. It wasn't much going on today.
Yeah, I mean, in reality, you know that right on the on the coffin there. Nothing really happened today. Really, I really don't know where to start. So, I mean, go ahead. I mean, it's all you. What do you think? What should we start with?
I guess we should start off with AJ Styles.
Oh, there he is. There he is. The guy's
Juan
back.
is back.
So, it's about time, man. We've been talking Roman Reigns for the past, 2 Mondays, and where have you been?
Oh, man. But yeah, this whole thing with AJ Styles, you knew it was coming.
Oh, it was beautiful.
I just thought to myself, all throughout the show, how bored AJ Styles must be today? It's like, all right, AJ, stay by the parking lot, because every 10 minutes we're going to go cut to you for like 3 seconds. Then you can go off and have a break.
What's going on, Cindy? Cindy says, "Hi, Blake. Miss your brother. I'm tuned in. How about the Phenomenal One? I mean, he's phenomenal. Best wrestler in the world. Dude, that little fight right there was beautiful. Gorgeous.
What, the parking lot, bro?
Oh, yeah. Awesome. And I love that. Shane was like, yeah, I'll get hit. I'll take some blood. It's okay. We'll have some blood. Loved every second of it. I mean, the show was kind of boring throughout the day or tonight. That made the show very entertaining.
Oh, yeah. Then you spent the whole rest of the show like, all right, we're just going to check back with Shane. Oh, no, he's coming out. Oh, no, he's out here.
I will say that I do not like the ending of the show. I don't like how, he doesn't have an opponent. He does now. And there's Chris Lee's knows best.
Right.
Like, what? No promo?
No promo at all? Just, he's my opponent. We're just going to run with that.
I've been seeing people say how this match could, suck. I've gotten to a point, and I've seen other people say this, but don't be surprised if this match is like a sleeper. I honestly think that Shane and AJ could tear the house down in Orlando. Could be match of the night.
Shane has had a lot of great matches over the years. Like I say this every single time we mention Shane. Like him and Kurt Angle, like beyond one of my favorite matches.
Yeah, which is the most famous note for him getting thrown through the glass. Sorry, I was busy, but the guy is back, is what Juan says. Good to have you back, Juan. Good to have
He's
you.
not the good guy. He's not the bad guy. He's the guy.
Yeah, man. Sister's blood. If my sister calls again, she's gonna get put on the show. She's called me twice back to back, and I'm sure she's gonna give me attitude. So everybody listening would be in for a treat. Just giving everybody the fair warning. But there's something you mentioned during, and we'll get back on the AJ and Shane McMahon feud. There's something that you mentioned before we went on the air, and it's very true. We had 2 champions pinned today.
Yeah, we had the Usos pinning American Alpha. We had Mickie James pinning Alexa Bliss.
Which one hurt more?
I would say Alexa Bliss for sure. I mean, she was pinned cleanly.
Right. So let me be straight, or let me ask this. Obviously, I was not able to watch SmackDown last week. Again, I will have a video coming out soon explaining everything that has happened and why content has been so lackluster since I returned back to Texas. So be on the lookout for that this week. What was that? Music just played out of nowhere. Scared me. So I will have a video later this. Oh, she's calling. Here we go. Hello?
Could you bring this on to Mom?
I'm doing my show. I can't.
You what?
You're on the air.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, when are you done with
She
the
seems
show?
very excited.
About 30, 45 minutes.
Okay, well, will you bring the phone to Mom then?
Send her a messenger.
I
Hey,
can't.
by the
I
way,
don't have a way to get it.
Juan said hi.
Oh, tell Juan I said hey too.
Well, he can hear you.
Oh, okay, well, hey.
On Facebook Messenger, Bryn. She has her
How's
phone.
he gonna get that?
Because she has her phone and they have Wi-Fi. We have Wi-Fi here.
I know, but what phone does she have?
I don't know. Whatever phone she's using. She's on her phone on Facebook right now.
Okay.
All right.
Alright, bye.
Bye. AKA, don't call the show 700 times when we're live. You're getting put on the air. No ifs, ands, buts about it. Without warning, too. So, try me. I don't even remember what I was talking about.
No, we just went into the whole which champion which champion's
That's
lost
right. So
was worse.
was Mickey James part of the entire roster match that they're advertising before?
Yes.
Before today. So yes. So what's
Yes.
the point of having her get pinned?
Absolutely nothing. I mean, like, really, it would have made more sense if Carmella came out and interrupted that match. More so than the Becky Lynch Natalya match, and then enter herself in that match.
Right.
I don't know. It just seemed very odd that Alexa was getting pinned cleanly. It wasn't like the Usos and how they kind of tricked the ref and pinned American Alpha. It was just Alexa lost cleanly. That was it. It's kind of like, oh well, Alexa was one of the best champions of SmackDown Live. Now she's getting pinned by everyone.
Yeah. Kevin Wright says maybe I will call. Well, maybe I won't answer that one for you because you're going to intentionally do it. So, Kappa. Michael Andrews says they should have advertised matches. Every match was surprising and then boring. And then Juan says SmackDown was okay.
That's pretty
well,
much it.
I might as well just throw it out there. What was better? SmackDown or Raw?
SmackDown because it ended quicker. No, I'm not even kidding.
Wow.
Because remember, like Monday, what was bad about it was that it seemed to drag on, like more than anything. It's like I looked down at my clock, man, only 10 minutes have gone by. Oh man, it's still 9 o'clock. At least with SmackDown Live, you had some redeeming qualities, like the backstage brawl, the Miz promo, which is always, on point. It just you got to look at the little things like that. Like SmackDown, they still put on somewhat of a decent show, and it was shorter, so you didn't have to go through too much of the tournament. Yes, it was a little lackluster. Yes, it was okay, but at least we got done with it faster than Raw.
So Juan says I enjoyed Raw, to be honest, because Roman. Hello, my opinion. I'll be straight with you here. I think Raw was better because I honestly and truthfully thought that the segments were better. I thought the third hour, that final segment, was what really caught my attention for Raw, and that's what's going to make it. The backstage brawl was good, but Raw had two big segments that really caught my attention. One being the Shawn Michaels and Roman Reigns, encounter, which was awesome. The second one being, Triple H confronting Mick Foley. I still think that it was really dumb of Mick Foley to fire Stephanie, which, again, to me, it makes zero sense to do that. Makes zero sense. Let's fire your boss. I mean, we went into that yesterday. So, that's the only thing that I have, a problem with. I'll see you soon, Blake, and I'll go live on the Realest podcast. We shall see. Michael says, which roster is Golden Truth on again? Honestly, forgot. They're on Raw. Yeah, why weren't they fired? When was the last time they were on TV?
Yeah, right. I forgot that they were even on Raw at this
I
point
forgot
because
they
they
were a
haven't been on
tag team.
forever. I don't know, man. It's just it's just been so tiring this week.
Yeah, it has been a tiring week when it comes to wrestling. It kind of seemed, I wouldn't say they dropped the ball. It kind of seemed like it's just one of those weeks that we have storylines. I mean, SmackDown has good storylines already set, so it's kind of hit a point where it's like there really isn't anything. At least in my eyes, there's really not a lot that they can do to move the story forward.
Right. I mean, all tonight was just announcing the matches for WrestleMania.
Yeah, a little bit.
I mean, we had
hasn't
like
been
3 or
announced.
4 matches announced.
Which, if I'm not mistaken, Dean Ambrose and Baron Corbin's match will have a stipulation to it.
That's what it's looking like. Maybe like a last man standing match.
Either that or it's going to be kind of a brawl, kind of to make up Dean Ambrose for last year's WrestleMania. What happened on SmackDown? We'll give you a brief summary of SmackDown, and that's it. Nothing happened. No, I'm joking. Mojo Rawley beat Dolph Ziggler by countout. Didn't even know that happened, to be honest with you. AJ Styles ambushed Shane McMahon in the parking lot in a very, very nice parking lot brawl. Shane was pushed into the garage door, beaten down a little bit, got pushed into a door or something. He left a dent in it.
Car window.
First.
Car window.
No, there was something else that he left a dent in. I remember thinking, man, he went head first. And then he went head first into the car window, and it actually started bleeding. So I was kind of surprised to see blood on SmackDown. The entire SmackDown crew's probably getting fined right now. Just joking. That was the bigger highlight. Mickie James defeated Alexa Bliss. John Cena and Nikki Bella confronted The Miz, and they had their match announced. Becky Lynch beat Natalya, and then AJ Styles calls SmackDown out the SmackDown Live front office. Juan says, I love the Roman Reigns segment yesterday with HBK. It was good, kind of heelish, like we said in yesterday's show. Michael says SmackDown could have just been done 2 hours of promos, and that's how it felt. It did. Again, it kind of seemed like they're just trying to progress the storylines and not do anything too much before the go-home show, which is good. I mean, I'd rather them do the crazy stuff at the go-home show to kind of make you think, oh, God, I cannot miss WrestleMania. So that is good. Again, the only things that they really were doing was kind of announcing matches to storylines that are already happening. So, what'd you think of also, another thing, The Miz's promo, outstanding. Great promo with what The Miz did today.
But we're not surprised at this point, because this is what we're saying every week.
I mean, you could say that you're surprised because, I mean, a year ago, you wouldn't have thought that this was going to happen.
No, not at all. Not how he was booked or how he was being used. He wasn't given the time of day at all. No, he was just that guy that had people that were, imitating him,
Mm-hmm. So,
he was basically Mahal.
Yeah, I do like that Nikki Bella grabbed the mic away from John Cena. Because, fuck John Cena. No, I'm joking. I enjoy John Cena. I enjoy his work.
Well, I mean, it was better because, like, their whole attack on her has been that, she's using John Cena's, fame to kind of get her places. And it was kind of like, all right, well, here I am.
Right.
I don't need John Cena to do anything. I could do the talking. If you guys want to, talk some crap, why don't you come in here and back it up?
Right.
And, of course, Ms. and Maurice are going to, deny wanting to come into the ring, that they'll do it on their own time. They don't have to answer to him. And, of course, Daniel Bryan comes out. And, he kind of adds fuel to the fire. And I don't think that he means to do this. I don't know if this really, like, hurts him, like, deep on the inside. But, I know how much he wants to get back in that ring. Like, to keep continuously pushing the fact that he wants to get back into the ring, like, it must really get to him. And, like, how, he plays on the crowd, getting them excited. He's going to turn around and hit The Miz. And it turns around, but I know 2 people that will.
I think Daniel Bryan's going to get involved somehow in that WrestleMania match. I think he'll interfere somehow.
You think?
Yeah, get him somehow involved.
Maybe that would be a reason he gets fired,
Yeah, that could
quote
be a
unquote.
reason he could get fired. I mean, I don't know how. What is it? They're 4 or 5 months, so they're if not longer, they're reaching those moments where he's got to be at home a lot, especially since he's able to.
Right.
So, but we also can't forget that Daniel Bryan did fire AJ Styles today.
Yeah, yeah. But I mean, I kind of take that as a grain of salt because how many times have we seen that storyline get played out to like, oh, you're fired. Only for them to come back like a day later. I mean, how many times has John Cena been fired? Over the years.
Once that I know of. I
At
know
least once.
Well, he got fired by Nexus.
What was that too? But I mean, I remember he got fired
next week, like took
after.
out all of Nexus. I remember thinking, "Oh my God, John Cena's fired." That's as dumb as this sounds. I was still like really believing it, and I was like, "Oh my God, there's no more Cena." Like this is my favorite wrestler.
Right.
What in the world?
Well, I mean, Vince McMahon fired Cena after he lost the title to CM Punk.
Well, that's when Triple H came out and said, "No, you can't do that."
Right. And he was back a day later. So it's kind of like, AJ Styles is fired, and it's like,
No,
Shane.
that was more of when it was really announced that Triple H was a corporate guy now. That was when he was announced as a COO. Because remember, that was kind of a surprise because nobody really thought, everybody thought that Triple H was still more of a of a wrestler still.
Right. I don't know. It's just, I've seen it played out. So it's kind of like AJ Styles getting fired. I'm like, Shane hasn't really got to talk yet. He's just going to say, no, he ain't fired. He's just going to fight me at Mania.
I mean, I'll be
And
honest
that's
with
exactly
you.
what happened.
I think that having having AJ. I thought that AJ was going to show up again and beat up Shane again. Because it kind of seemed like that's what it was setting up for, but it ended up not happening. So it was kind of, I wouldn't say surprising, but it was like, oh, okay, like this isn't happening.
Right. Yeah, I mean, no, I don't like how it ended. You said it earlier. He just sort of showed up. It was like, you know what? He doesn't have his opponent for WrestleMania. He does now. And it cuts to the next thing.
Chris Lee knows best show or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, they could have done something a little bit better than that. I mean, why have Shane come out at all? He could have done that next week.
Absolutely could have done or cut a promo on AJ. Because
but if that's what they were going to do.
I know on Talking Smack that last week that Daniel Bryan said out of the two of them that AJ was the one that was pulling for AJ.
Or you mean Shane was pulling for AJ?
Yeah, I thought about what I just said. Shane was pulling for AJ. Not AJ was pulling for AJ. If he wasn't pulling for himself, that'd be bad. But Shane was pulling for AJ. And he probably just messed that up. So they need to work on that storyline hard. So we'll see.
Right. Yeah, I mean, we'll have to see. We got, 2-3 weeks left? We got 19 days. So, or something like that. Yeah, it was like 19 days till WrestleMania. So you have 19 days to kind of get that squared away. And make it exciting.
Yeah. Possible main eventers for WrestleMania are AJ, Sammy, Joe, Shinsuke, Dean, Roman, Seth, or Baron. I don't think Sami Zayn will be a main eventer by next year. I think you could see him in the next few years. I am excited for Roman Reigns versus Undertaker. If it's for the career, I might be excited for it, depending on the stipulations.
Well, I mean, that's the direction it seems like they're taking it in. I'm gonna retire him.
Yeah. I don't see Sammy becoming a main eventer until next year because, in reality, Sammy is just that middle guy right now, especially for Raw. If Sammy ends up going to SmackDown, it could happen. Kev says WrestleMania party at Blake's house. Show up and sure. Shinsuke, definitely a main eventer, but I do think that he has to earn his way, just like any other superstar would, even though it is Shinsuke Nakamura. Dean Ambrose, I still see him as a mid-carder, unless he, for some reason, gets a crazy push. Roman Reigns, yeah, of course, he will be a main eventer. And then Seth or Baron. Like I've said, I've been on record to say this. Baron Corbin's going to win the WWE Championship this year. It might be later this year, but Baron Corbin will win that WWE Championship sometime this year.
Well, they're gonna give him the Intercontinental Championship to see where he can go with it, how he is as a champion before they even risk putting that title on him.
Yeah, he's never been a champion. Not even NXT wasn't a champion. I'm putting my social security number on Roman to win. Well, do you have a lot of money? I'm joking. What's your social security number? I need all details. Also, credit card. Zip code. All of it. Right here, right now. Make it happen.
I don't know. Yeah, we just have to see what's gonna happen because I don't know. This week was kind of lackluster, so I'm not excited. I'm not excited for next week. I'm just sort of like, it's Raw.
Is next week the go home show?
No, I think it's the week after. That is.
Don't get me excited. No, next week's not the go home.
Because it's 19 days, so technically I think we still got like 3 weeks.
We got 2. Starting as we look at it now, we only have 2 more Raws and 2 more Smackdowns, so 2 more weeks. For people also that were confused about Mauro Ranallo and Otunga, if you guys didn't catch the beginning of SmackDown, Ranallo is stuck in a snowstorm or a blizzard, and Otunga is off filming a movie, which is why we got the face fuck himself, Tom Phillips, and JBL.
Yeah, that was surprising for me at the beginning before they explained that. I was like, wow. Where's Otunga? Where's Ranallo? Mm-hmm. It's like, wow, they're actually letting Tom Phillips, do play-by-play.
Yeah, it kind of, honestly and truthfully, was kind of boring. I think Tom Phillips is better at NXT than he is, with SmackDown. I don't know. Truthfully, I don't.
I don't know. Does he still do NXT?
Yeah, he's still doing NXT.
Remember.
I know that he lost his interview position because he didn't do interviews last night. Remember the guy that made the list for not knowing his name?
Oh yeah, the guy who kind of looks like Tom Phillips.
Yeah.
The beard.
Juan is asking Roman Reigns turns heel, yes or no? It's up in the air.
I think they have to.
If
they do not turn Roman Reigns heel, after beating the Undertaker and quote unquote retiring the Undertaker, then they missed any or all opportunity to ever turn him heel again.
Mm-hmm. Listening to the Wrestling Observer podcast, Dave Meltzer was talking about Roman Reigns and his current situation, and it really got me to think and how to be honest with you, how true, how right he is about it. Roman Reigns is the John Cena, of Ruthless, or the, Super Cena. So, needless to say, everybody wants Cena to turn heel. John Cena, this would be awesome if he did that. Cena would do awesome if he did this. So, honestly and truthfully, with Roman Reigns, I don't think they are going to put in the time of day to turn him, because they have set in stone that Roman Reigns will be the top guy. So I think that's where the issue comes into play, and where it won't happen. So to answer your question, I don't think so. I honestly don't. I think it's gonna be a face versus face, and they're gonna try to quote unquote pass the torch to Roman at WrestleMania, and to try to say, well, it's Roman's awesome, you need to support him type stuff, and then it's going to do nothing but make us not want to support him. So to answer your question, like I said, my dream scenario for Roman Reigns is turn heel and retire the Undertaker. You do that, he's top heel. The hardcore fans are still hating him, plus they respect him more because he's heel and he's not being forced. And eventually you could face turn him, not too early, not too late, and you would get cheers. Eventually. Michael says he's not a good guy, nor a bad guy. That would be the excuse not to turn Roman heel. There it is. He's not a good guy or a bad guy. He's in the middle.
Yeah, I mean, they're just jumping off that idea of him possibly being heel the last few weeks, making him feel like an awful lot like a heel.
Yeah, but you know, if he's not playing the heel, he just makes himself look like an arrogant asshole. It's my yard now. And then gets chokeslammed. It's like the local bully. Talk shit, get hit, can't do nothing.
I don't know, man. Like, I don't like the fact he's facing Taker. I mean, like, the only person who's ever been able to pin Taker has been Brock Lesnar, and Roman Reigns
At
can't even beat
WrestleMania,
Brock Lesnar.
Undertaker's been pinned before.
Yeah. But, you know, by Brock Lesnar, who Roman Reigns couldn't even pin.
Yeah,
So it's kind of like, okay.
right.
Okay, Superman. It's your yard. Go ahead and be arrogant.
I wouldn't say that, yeah, he's never pinned Brock, but I mean, he's kind of had Brock beaten. He has. Like I said, you know, right now, Undertaker, right now, Roman's not in the picture. If he stays with Raw, Roman is in that title picture with Brock Lesnar and Goldberg. He is under the table. Like, he's down there like, we'll do this, and we won't let anyone know, but Roman's going to be champ by SummerSlam. No, I think Andrew thinks it's possible. Me, personally, I don't think it's possible to see Roman turn heel.
I think they have to. If they're going to have him retire Undertaker.
I mean,
There's no way they could turn that into a positive.
Have to and if they will is, you know, totally two different things. I mean, I could say that I have to have $10 by tomorrow, but you know, doesn't mean I'll get $10. Roman Reigns been heelish. He's been heelish. 0 talent plus 0 skill equals we need Eva. Set the trend. Like I said,
I think Eva will be here. She will. WrestleMania.
I honestly and truthfully don't. Eva easily had so much heat behind her. I don't understand why Eva was never like a top, you know, someone that they would go after. You know, like I don't honestly and truthfully, I don't understand why her suspension has been like this. You know, I don't even know, is she even still part of the company, because there's rumors that she wasn't.
Yeah, I don't know. I honestly don't know. WWE hasn't released it. I mean, all we know is that Jack Swagger has been released. We haven't heard anything about Eva.
God, you know,
from them.
You know she wants to be released. I'm joking. All we know, she probably wants to stay there.
I don't know. I thought she was getting a pretty decent push before her drug test.
Before, I mean, we really never saw her wrestle. You know, it was just, you know.
No, but I thought it was like the beginning of it. You know.
Well, she got hit with the suspension literally right before her before SummerSlam, because we were like, what the hell? Like, this is crazy. What? You know.
Well, I mean, everybody was getting hit with that stuff, though. You know, Reigns was getting hit with it. Eva was getting hit with it. Paige was getting hit with it.
We had this conversation before. The only reason why Reigns got hit with it is because it got leaked. Reigns wouldn't have gotten hit with it if it wasn't leaked. Don't forget, Roman Reigns' punishment. By the way, Adam Rose retired recently. He's officially done with pro wrestling. But again, if it doesn't get leaked, Roman Reigns' punishment is losing the title. So Juan, if he doesn't turn heel, are you no longer a Roman Reigns fan? I'm just wondering, you know. Just curious. Does that ruin your Roman Reigns hype? So once again, before we continue on with any topics, we are going to have one crazy WrestleMania weekend. WrestleMania weekend is right around the corner. Be sure to hit that subscribe button. That way you never miss anything crazy. We're going to have a lot of content coming out that week.
Spoilers, hit the bell. Hit the bell.
Hit the bell for the notifications. That way you get a notification every time we're live. Yes, you get to hear my sexy voice every time we're live. And who doesn't want to hear that? I will still like them, but not as much.
And you get the free call-ins from your sister.
mean, yeah, but that wasn't that special. You know what's funny about that call? She was gonna be she was gonna be mean. Did you hear her tone? How it changed real quick. She's like, "Where's mom? You're on the air." Oh, what? Hey. Bella
Oh,
says
man.
I have the post notifications on and I don't get the notifications. Well, then we need to have a talk, Bella. We need to have a talk. Will not be as hype as much. That's understandable. I respect it. At least you're gonna stick with them. I mean, I was sticking with Cena even through the, the hardcore boos, and I remember thinking, no, Cena's getting booed. I hate it because I remember, I was always like, I remember when Cena was getting cheered 24/7. So I hope Dean doesn't lose. If I lost 3 years straight while Roman and Seth keep winning, I would quit. And look, before I continue with my little plug, I agree. Like I've said before, I personally think that Dean was the better out of the three. I always thought that Dean was going to be the guy, and then, like Seth would be number 2 or Roman would be number 2. I never thought that it would be Roman, Seth, then Dean. Personally, that's just me. I never thought it would be like that, but obviously I was wrong. Which it's worked for Seth, but it hasn't. I mean, for Dean, it's just like he's just there. He had his moment. He was obviously the crowd favorite at one point. He's no longer the crowd favorite. But again, WrestleMania weekend is right around the corner. Be sure to hit that subscribe button, notification button. We'll be having a lot of content that entire weekend. We're also going to be following the Ring of Honor pay-per-view that weekend, NXT Takeover Orlando. Which is it going to be? Is it going to be at Full Sail, or is it going to be in an arena? I'm not sure. Or do you know?
I'm guessing it's going to be at Full Sail.
But I was just saying we're going to be covering the Hall of Fame and WrestleMania that Sunday. Going to be a crazy weekend. Also going to have a special. We might have 2 voices that I'm going to be throwing a little WrestleMania party. Apparently, 2 people are going to be coming, so we'll see if that happens or not. But yeah, is there anything else you're wanting to touch on?
I think we pretty much hit everything for tonight. I mean, yeah, I really can't think of anything else that we didn't go over today.
No, it's at the. It's going to be in the. It's going to be an arena, Amway Center, Orlando, Florida. So I'm assuming that's where the Magic play.
Probably.
It's a big arena, so yeah, good. I'm glad it's not going to be a Full Sail because I personally do not like their Full Sail takeovers. Like I get, those are loyal fans. You got to reward them every now and then, but I personally am not a fan of the Full Sail takeovers. But I mean, if we have hit everything on the nail in the coffin, again, I will be releasing a video. It's going to be just me, no Andrew, no Kyle, no Brian, no Chris. It's going to be just me. It's going to be explaining a lot on why we haven't been making a lot of content, and what's been going on, why we didn't even have a show last Tuesday. It's going to be explaining a lot. More than likely, I'm going to try to record it tomorrow if my uncle allows me, because he just texted me about an hour ago. He's like, hey, I'm just letting you know we're playing WoW all day tomorrow. No ifs, ands, buts about it. So I might be stuck playing World of Warcraft. Yes, I'm a nerd. If Roman Reigns does turn heel, I will Superman punch my sister, LOL, and spear. If you do that one, please send a video. We will put that on the show. 100% put that on the show. No lie. If you do that, you better record it. But I do think that is going to do it for us once again. Thank you guys so much for being a part of the show today. And Andrew, I'm putting you on the spot. Any last words?
Be sure to tune in next week for a Monday Night Raw and Smackdown live review.
So simple. Well, all right. Until next time, peace out.